Hey, what's up, everyone? Sly here with D. D, man. 49ers win 27-14. Kind of got close at the end,
hmm
but a win's a win. What do you think about this win, man? How you feeling?
Little mixed emotions. First off, one of the things I do take away that is like really good on a positive note is that Brock Purdy
Brock
had a
Purdy, perfect.
man, he had a perfect game. And
Perfect
what was it? It
QBR
was a perfect QBR, not done since Joe
in
Montana.
1989.
Yeah, so that was like really cool. Another was when he had that laser pass to Ayuk, what was that, a 40-yard bomb.
Yep.
And he's been showing people his arm strength is getting better, is getting stronger. That's a tough injury to come from. So the fact that he's stepping up in the pocket and making those passes, and I knew he could. Early in the season, everyone was like criticizing him, like, "Oh, he overthrew,
Oh,
Ayuk in that
yeah.
play, or he overthrew like Jennings," and it's like, dude, just give it time. Like he'll start to get arranged with his receivers, and he'll start making those plays. And we've been saying it like that's like this is the first time we've had a quarterback that we felt confidence moving forward that he's gonna make those big plays. And I don't know if it was an accurate source, but I saw like a little like source of Kyle Shanahan like. This quarterback actually wants to go
Oh,
and win
yeah.
it, not
Yeah.
have anybody win it for
Just
him.
take a shot, kind of Jimmy, kind of.
Yeah, I didn't know if how accurate it was, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like it does kind of like make sense. Like Brock Purdy, he's out there making plays for us, and we haven't really had that in a long time. And so for him to make those plays, that was really awesome to see. But man, just little things on the offense, little things on the defense that I didn't really like. I'll start with the defense first. I felt for the defense, man, our cornerbacks are getting fucking torched, man. During the second half, really towards the end of the third quarter, fourth quarter,
It was
they
bad,
they
yeah.
realized that Travarius Ward cannot guard at 10 yards. So they were just, I think, three plays in a row. Baker went at Ward to two with Mike Evans and one with Godwin. And man, he was just getting freaking torched. And then you saw Brown, he got torched with that 40-yard. At the beginning of the game, what's the name? Thomas got burnt a little goal line from Mike Evans, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn, dude!" Like, because we did a good job stopping the run. White was having
Oh,
heck
yeah,
of a like last three games. He
he
had
was
a
on fire.
touchdown. 2 games before, he had two touchdowns. This game, he had a touchdown, but still, he didn't have any long runs though.
Yeah, we're
And he,
stopping that.
yeah, we're stopping it, and because we stopped it, it forced Baker to throw it more. But still, he had time to throw it, and so that's the next thing I was going to go to was the D line. Man, I felt that we didn't really get no pressure.
I
You
think
could tell
how
that
many sacks we had? Like one?
we had three
Three
sacks, but
sacks?
they all came garbage time. So
Well, I thought one of them was big. I thought the one with Chase Young was actually
mhm,
big because they kept driving down the damn field. So
yeah.
he kind of sealed the game with that sack
So
right
he
there.
had a sack. Nick Bosa had a
Yeah,
sack,
yeah.
and then overpaid 91 got a sack, and
Man, the last few games he's been doing good.
yeah, he's
I
been
know
solid.
he started off slow, but he's starting to get like some
He's
sacks
still
now.
developing. Quan Brown, he's still developing, but but yeah, he had a sack, and so those three, I believe, like came like all like garbage time. So that was the only time we got a sack. But other than that, like we weren't really getting no pressure, and you could tell Nick Bosa and Chase Young they made such a difference with them on the field that man, like they had to double team him every single time, but the rest of the guys weren't really doing much. And so like Baker was just having time to just throw and man, if it wasn't really for like our boneheaded plays, we didn't really get anything on offense and that fucking like special team. Dude, Baker had like two opportunities to cut the
Yeah.
lead, and so that's all I was like our defense.
Good thing it was
Really,
Baker, man.
yeah,
Because fuck, man. It,
and that's what I was thinking.
I don't
Like
know.
because it's Baker, I was just thinking like, man, dude, like if it was like the Eagles or anybody else, like or even the Cowboys in the playoffs, I'm like. This is the teams that we can't be making no mistakes. If we're making mistakes on the Buccaneers in the 4-6, it's like, come on.
Yeah. Me personally, I hear exactly what you're saying. I
Yeah.
kind of was going that route too. But I have to look at it from a different perspective. It's the NFL. It's parity, man. The
Yeah.
best team and the worst team. I mean, it's any given Sunday,
Yeah.
man. Look at like Houston. Like last year, the worst team in the NFL. Now I think they're first, almost in first. Them and the Jags are
Mhm.
first. So it's not like it's San Jose State against Alabama every weekend.
Yeah.
Like it's different. But I know like the fourth quarter for some reason, the thing that I didn't like is it seemed like our play calling in the fourth quarter got conservative with Kyle
Yeah.
Shanahan. The first three quarters, man, every damn play seemed like Purdy was just 30 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards. But then it seemed like they were just stacking the line, and that fourth quarter, Vita Vea just took over and just
Mhm.
was just owning Jake Brendel. and freaking Burford cannot be starting for us anymore. When Aaron Banks come back, I want Feliciano on that right side. Burford, man, I swear every game he's getting at least one sack.
Yeah.
I think we got hit, we got 4 sacks. I think Purdy got hit 4 times.
Yeah,
Four sacks. Yeah, sacked 4 times. That's not going to get it done, especially against like teams like the Eagles. Even the Chiefs have a good defense. All these other teams, the freaking Ravens have
And
a badass
the
defense.
Bucs are not even like a good
No,
like,
they're not.
rushing.
They're not.
They're good. They're very solid at the red zone,
Uh-huh.
but they're not a team that like rushes and gets a lot of sacks. So the fact that they have 4 to our 3, it's like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like, the guy stepped it up. Kittle stepped it up. Had a big game. Ayuk, man, we got to keep this guy for next year.
That was
we have to keep Ayuk because this guy, he's turning into a freaking like a star. You know, some games, you know, he's off, but when he's on, man, this guy is freaking amazing. Like that, we have not seen that forever. Where we had a like basically, it wasn't a go route, but it was pretty almost a go route where he went straight up, and he just caught it in stride, man, and just took off to the house. When was the last time we had someone to do that, quarterback, receiver to do that? So right now, I think Ayuk, he plays better when Debo's on the field. So I think them two, they complement each other. Because remember when Debo was out, Ayuk kind of wasn't there as much. Yeah. But these two together, man, they turn into like a super scene or something together where it's amazing. So Brandon Ayuk had a massive game. I think probably the best game of his career. And I don't want to talk about Purdy myself. Let me talk about this guy. This guy freaking, for 3 damn weeks, no, 4 weeks, because at bye week, people were bashing Purdy, saying if he's going to be benched, is he shouldn't be, you know, Sam Darnold might come in, he doesn't have the it factor, all this stuff, national
better,
everything, national media, Nick Wright, a whole bunch of guys, man, Grant Cohn, Dan Orlowski, all the media, especially on Twitter, man. If you went on Twitter, you would see all that stuff, and I mean, I was sick of it. I really was sick of it. And the fact that he took off to Iowa to do his farming and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, that's perfect, man. People were pissed off at that too. But these past 2 weeks, man, he's been on fire. Absolutely on fire. Even 3 weeks he was out, I thought he played pretty solid too, those games. But, you know, they wanted to find something that was wrong with this guy. But, man, what a performance that was, man. Able to even scramble out of the pocket, make plays, and then still scramble and get 12, 13 yards. This guy's an underrated runner too, man. So it's amazing seeing what he's able to do, and man, I'm glad he's a quarterback because I think we always have a chance. I said this, I think that if we're gonna win the Super Bowl, it's not gonna be because Brock Purdy, you know, pretty much was like a Trent Dilfer or all these other quarterbacks I won. Joe Flacco, even though Joe Flacco did good against the Super Bowl, but those quarterbacks, you know, that won the Super Bowl and they basically they tailback off the team. Brock Purdy's not gonna do that. Brock Purdy, he's going to have to win it because there are some flaws in this defense right now that I'm noticing. So I think our offense is going to have to lead us to that promised land and take it, man. Take what's ours. So I believe in them, man. I really do. The only thing is that our offensive line with Spencer Burford and those, even Brendo can't open the holes. And McKivitz, he's below average tackle, but he's making everyone look better. He's making this offensive line better than what it is because he's getting rid of the ball quick, and sometimes he's scrambling for his life, but he's always looking downfield, always looking to make big plays, and he does, man. He has a little Patrick Mahomes-esque in him. You know, that's how Patrick Mahomes does it too. So I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, we talked about it, like that play where Trent Williams, a guy went right by him, but because he picked up a guy because Brendo and somebody else, number 55.
Feliciano?
Yeah, him, they were guarding the same dude. Oh, yeah. And I was all like, what are you doing, bro? Like pick up a guy, that way Trent could go to the outside. And then here's like Trent, you can try to guard 2 guys. And that led to one of the sacks. And I was just like, oh my gosh, our offensive line, dude, like... Just like their awareness.
And Burford just got whipped on one play. But he always does that, man, where he doesn't even touch nobody. He's like guarding air sometimes, which he pisses me off. Like, dude, you gotta do better. But I don't know, man. That offensive line is something concerning, but Brock Purdy, he's making us look a lot better than what we actually are as far as the offensive line.
Yeah, but yeah, like you touched on it earlier, like Brock Purdy, he made some plays. McCaffrey also held it down for us. So those two, like the 1-2 punch, when Purdy needed to scramble or like throw it to McCaffrey, they both made the plays. McCaffrey having 21 carries, even though they weren't for like a lot of yards, it was like average of 3 yards. The fact that he was still just like pounding it, making the defense just like making sure that they had all their attention forced on him. And then another guy that you brought up,
Kittle.
I'll bring up Kittle right now. Elijah Mitchell, even though he had only 3-4 carries, that was really good of him. Kind of rubbing in Grant Cohn's face on Shanahan. That was like hilarious
because he wanted
Mason.
Yeah.
And I always like touch on like I always want Mason to play more, run the ball because he does average around like 7 yards a carry. But I think as the season starts going down, he'll start to play more, especially with Elijah Mitchell. Like he's always like, knock on wood, hopefully he's healthy, but he does get injury prone. So we might see Mason later down in the season. But you touched on it also earlier, Ayuk, man. Last year that was Flo's boy, and last year from this year is a big step up. Last year I kind of compared him more to like a Jalen Waddle. Was the guy next to with in the Eagles, Devontae Smith, as a Parker. So I kind of saw him more as like a number 2 kind of ish like receiver. But man, this year he's been taking like a new stride. You touched on it like earlier, or like I haven't really seen that since maybe Anquan Bolden, like where we had like a receiver that we could just rely on like almost every down that's gonna get us out of trouble. And man, just the way his route running is, like, man, he's been stepping it up. He's without a doubt, I think, our best offensive weapon besides McCaffrey. Like that guy, like, man, he just been playing amazing. And Kittle also had a strong game. There was a couple times where we didn't do a good game as far as like converting on third down, and Kittle bailed us out during those times. So he had a huge game. And so with our offense, and we were just like flowing. I would like to see maybe, because Jennings wasn't really involved, maybe you can see some Ronnie Bell in there, maybe some Juice, but other than that, like our offense was flowing, and also some screen passes to Debo. Debo had some good catches, but I think if he also was running the ball a little bit more, take some pressure off McCaffrey, open up some lanes also for Mitchell and the rest of the running backs. That's what I kind of wanted to see, and that was kind of like things where you saw with even though they convert on it. The Buccaneers, they still had opportunities because we let them with before the special team play where the guy from the Buccaneers special team where he ran it all the way to our 30. That drive that we had where we went 3 and out, man, we were just freaking running the ball and then just doing stupid slam passes. Like, dude, let's get freaking Debo involved. Let's do some screen passes. Let's run the ball with McCaffrey. Let's get Kittle involved. Let's get the offensive flowing. And like how you touched on it, like Shanahan gets like too conservative, man. Like instead of just winning like the correct way, he's got to like make some like crazy play happen. It's like, dude, like we already got the lead. Let's just build on it, man. And he's over there just like, some of the play callings I didn't really agree with, but we got the win. It was an ugly win. But hopefully this Thursday we could just build on it. That's 2 games in a row coming off the bye week. So let's keep this momentum going.
Yeah. I mean, I think fourth quarter we kind of abandoned the play action. And the bootleg. Remember, we're at the 2-yard line, second down. And then we do a bootleg and we have Kittle wide open. We just keep doing that, man. I mean, there's nothing else to like even it's not that hard, man. He was wide ass open. It was a brilliant call, and the next play, touchdown. That's what we need to keep doing, you know. We got kind of too crazy at the end on what we were doing, just running up the middle, right into Vita Vea when he was all hot right now, you know. So I'm like, come on, man, do what you got to do. Keep doing what you do the first 3 quarters, but we got the win, like you said, on defense. So I want to give a shout out to Fred Warner, man. He was flying all over the damn field.
Man. Him and Greenlaw were flying, but Fred Warner was, I think, was like on every play, man.
That guy was huge, and he got he caused the fumble, which was huge. We had to have that, and I mean, what could you say? I thought that it was just. I think he's probably what is our best player so far this year. You know, because Bosa, he's kind of had a down year, but he had a good game today. Bosa had a really good game today. Him and Chase Young, man. I love it, man. That Chase Young sealed the deal And then that one sack, I forgot who got the sack inside. Oh, it was Armstead.
Yeah.
But Chase Young's the one that had Baker go inside.
Yeah.
And that's where he got the sack. So
Yeah.
pretty much he had 2 sacks. So it's absolutely huge, man. That what Chase Young and Bosa are doing together.
Yeah.
I love it. But I'm trying to think. Hargrave was kind of quiet. Huh?
Yeah, he was very quiet. Yeah.
I was kind of upset just because last week he was probably one of our best defensive players, him and Bosa last week. But this week he was quiet. Let's talk about the unfortunate news that happened with Hufanga.
Yeah.
We're hearing it's an ACL, man. Tough, man. I remember I was talking to my brother earlier, and we were just talking like, oh, we're just in shock. Like, are you serious? But how do you feel about this, man? Like, do you feel that Jair Brown, he got the interception at the end of the game. Are you a little nervous there? Because I know the backups, Odom, who, let's just be real, man. Last year in preseason, he was just getting torched in bad angles. And who else we have? Who else is the fourth?
Well, we have Odom as the backup. And we have in the practice squad Hawkins.
That's what I'm talking about. He might come up. What do you think, man? What the heck do you think is going to happen? It looks like it might be Jair Brown's spot, man.
I thought he had a very solid game. He did let that
30-40 yard
play go by him, but other than that,
he almost got the pass interference on that 4th down. Remember?
Yeah, dude. I was like, he kind of slid his he kind of turned his head.
So it was close.
I honestly thought it was gonna be a flag.
I thought it was gonna be a flag too,
because he didn't really turn his head, so I was kind of like, oh, but that was just like, I guess the advantage of having home court. I guess I don't know, but. Yeah, he made that play. He got the interception. So it was a very solid game. At not really overreacting, like, oh damn, he really like earned that spot. I thought he just did enough to not kind of blow it. So I think he's gonna be our guy moving forward. Cause like you said, man, like with Odom and Hawkins, it's only Hawkins' second year too. So
and he hasn't really even played. I think he's played 1 or 2 games, but then got cut. I don't know.
Yeah, so like moving forward, it's gonna be him and Brown and Gibson, and so I think that's who we're just gonna move on with. I don't know. We guys think it's Jacquizz Tart?
Dude, I think I like Jacquizz Tart. I already made a video saying I think we should get him, but I don't think it's gonna happen just because I feel that there's some bad blood. I don't know. I think Kyle blames him, even though.
Kyle blames him. He's not a fan favorite because of the drop in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but, you know, like
I'd like him, man. If it were me, personally, I would do it. But I don't think they are gonna do it. They did last week bring in Charvarius Moore, who he got the interception in the Super Bowl in 2019. For those of you who remember, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's a bad break, man.
Yeah,
it seems like every year someone gets hurt. This year we're actually doing good.
Yeah, this year I was like surprisingly everyone's been like super healthy.
I was quiet and just saying nothing. I was like crossing my fingers, it's doing good, and then this happens. Was like, oh man, that absolutely sucks.
And it's so I don't know if we talked about the injury. So it's an ACL. So, probably it looks like a tear. Even if it's a slight tear. So best case scenario, it's a slight tear, but even that he's gonna be out because that's 3 months recovery, and so he's pretty much done for the season. If it's a fully tear, that's about 9 months, so he might even miss some time as far as like OTAs in early next year. So, man, it's just a tough break because it's like, man, he's like one of our go-to guys, like on defense. Like he brings the energy. He's a fan favorite, and so just moving forward, man, it really blows.
And this year he was playing smart. Last year obviously he was a Pro Bowl, first team All Pro.
Yeah.
But I think he was more. Steve Wilkes talked about it early in the season that he's like, all right. We know you're a playmaker and all, but I don't want you to make the mistakes. Remember last year, he kind of got toasted on.
He got toasted a couple times.
But this year, this year, he's been clean, man.
Yeah, this year's been clean.
He hasn't really no deep shots, nothing bad at all. He's going through a side. I mean, he hasn't made the big playmaking. Like he does have interceptions, but he's the pick six and all. Doesn't have as much because he doesn't want to. Like, he just wants to play to what he's assigned to do. What Steve Wilkes telling him to do. But so he's been having a solid year though. So it sucks, man, that happened. So. I don't know. Hopefully someone could come in and step up. But there's a lot of question marks right now with him. You have Ambry Thomas, who didn't play bad, but I mean, when are we going to see the game where Ambry Thomas turns into Ambry Thomas? Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of freaking question marks in that secondary, man. So hopefully we got to get there. We got to get the pass rush there. Because if it's not, we're screwed, man. Yeah. We're definitely screwed. And we saw that today with Charvarius getting toasted and then I think Amber actually played it pretty good. I think they gave him a
Him
few
and
passes.
Ambry played solid. Lenore kind of didn't do anything. Like
Yeah,
they played
bad. Yeah.
solid, but still, we still. I don't, man, at this point, I think we probably lead the league in penalties because we still had 8 penalties versus I don't even think the Bucs they probably like 1 or 2, and so we still led the game in
Oh
penalties,
yeah.
and like that's what also really kills us, man. Is and it's mostly like our cornerbacks that are getting that, so that's why like moving forward is like damn, dude, like it sucks to lose Vanga, but hopefully like we could just figure it out. And I believe like with Wilkes and Shanahan, they'll figure something out, and I think we'll be fine. And we're gonna like see for this Thursday coming into where we got a tough game with Seattle, but I think with Chase Young, with Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, like with our leaders, like I think we're gonna try to make a statement this game.
Something interesting.
Yeah.
Something interesting. I think they said, I don't know if it's already happened. It could have already happened. They had Verrett to the practice squad. We think, man, maybe Verrett as our safety. Now that he's older and he's already had the ACL, MCL tears,
Yeah.
he's not as fast, but he's still smart. He still has some quickness to him. That's kind of interesting right there, man. Putting Verrett, because he's played a little bit of safety with us before, so that's kind of, right now it's desperate times.
It's pretty desperate times,
because we're thin at that safety and cornerback position. So
I gotta see, like, so I gotta see if he's officially is he with the practice squad officially?
I heard a rumor around Twitter that he had signed already, but it may not have been. It's supposed to be maybe this week. Who knows?
And also, I gotta really like see how he plays, and also how he plays in a real game. Because back in the day, he was pretty solid, man. Like he was our guy that was
one of our best players.
Yeah, he was our guy that was guarding like D Hawk in his prime. He was guarding like the best receivers, and so I gotta see how he plays. I want to go that far as some of the analysts saying like, oh, like at that point you might as well bring in Richard Sherman. Like I don't think he's that bad, but I do think he's probably got a little bit left in him especially if he plays safety. But let's see what happens, man. Let's first get him signed, and then let's see how he does in the field. But yeah, tough break for Ufanga, but I think if he comes back, hopefully he makes a big play with us because man, we're gonna need it.
We're gonna need him, man. Definitely gonna need it. Thank goodness we brought in Chase Young just to help get that pressure going.
Yeah.
But damn, one more thing before we go, man. Damn, what the hell happened to Gregory? Where the hell's he been?
Dude, I haven't even heard about him.
I seen him a few times today, but I think he was out there. But I think it was him that was out there, but just no pass rush, man. At all, no pass rush ability. And good thing we made the trade for Chase Young because we would be definitely screwed. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. We're like 23 minutes into this video. I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna rip this guy. I'm gonna make another video about this guy, but Clean Farrell, your boy, dude, your boy. Why is he starting the damn game? I swear this guy has no pass rush ability to save his life.
Yeah.
They did a reverse. I swear this guy was like this, like didn't know where the damn ball was when they did the reverse. We gotta do something. Yeah. Man. Chase Young must be starting. He has to be starting.
Yeah.
He has to start because I'm sorry. I'm done with Spencer Burford. I'm done with Farrell, man. Farrell, no pass rush ability. He's supposed to be good against a run, but he's good against, he's okay, but when it's a play action or if it's a reverse to his side, we're screwed. Yeah. We're screwed, man. So he's a weakness on that defense. Him and I guess Kinlaw actually had a good game. I'm not gonna hate Kinlaw because he made the tackle. I know he's not gonna get sacks. I know that. I already know it's not gonna happen. But he got a few tackles, I guess, today. So I'm not gonna rip him today. But yeah, I mean Farrell, jeez, man, like that's just I don't know why he's starting. He should never be starting for this team. Put Chase Young out there. All we need. He doesn't even know plays. Just get to the quarterback. That's all we want you to do. Get to the damn quarterback. So.
And he saw it today, man. Like today, I felt it wasn't an off day, but compared to what we did in Jacksonville to now, man, I felt like Baker just had forever time to like get in there. The only thing I did like was when Baker did run, we freaking like got to his ass and like made sure like, oh, keep freaking running, man. We're gonna lay your ass out. But other than that, man, like he had time to throw, and especially
it kind of reminded me of the 3-game losing streak when the quarterbacks had all day.
They had all day and this is how they had all day. If you look at the stats at the beginning of the game, like Mike Evans really didn't do anything. I don't even think Godwin got a catch until like the end of the second quarter. Their tight end Auden, like he wasn't really doing anything either. And then out of nowhere, they freaking make that drive, so they cut the lead from 10-7. And then in the second half, that's when they realized like, oh, Ward can't even freaking guard like 10 yards. Let's freaking just attack that guy. And then they started to make the game close. And then with us, instead of just putting the game away and making it closer, Baker had all the opportunity in the world just to get back in this game. And it's like, dude, we can't be doing that because we got to build good habits moving forward when we actually play the good teams. And I believe we still got to face like Baltimore down the road.
Eagles in 2 weeks, Seahawks this week.
Yeah, so we can't be making those mistakes, man. Those are playoff teams. And so if we do that against playoff teams, like they're going to capitalize on that. And then everyone's going to be all like, oh, they're going to blame Brock Purdy and stuff.
Exactly. That's what sucks, man. During that 3-game losing streak, they were freaking blaming Brock Purdy for everything, even though we're getting like 500 yards total on defense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, damn, it's crazy. We don't know what defense we're going to get. We're a great defense 1 week against Jacksonville. And then this week, it was only 14 points, but dude, they were kept driving down the damn field. And, fudge, man, good thing we stopped them on that goal line stand, or else, I don't know, that would have been very scary right there to see.
Yeah, so coming on to Thursday, I know it's a quick game, so I know that boy's going to be tired, but the Seahawks, I believe, lost today, right?
He lost by a field goal. Oh, he missed a field goal, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we take that momentum of the win. We take it in this Thursday. Let's capitalize that. Let's get another win. But, man, we got to get some pressure on the defense because Gino, man, he makes a mistake every game. So we got to, capitalize on our cornerbacks. Really got to step it up that game because I believe if you look at the stats, he's almost throwing a pick every single game. And so he's going to be, gunslinging it. He's going to be throwing the ball. And so our cornerbacks or safety, they got to step up that game. We got to get pressure. And also on offense, man, we got to convert in the red zone, man. I don't like right before the half how we settled for a field goal. I don't know what happened with that play where he overthrew the Jennings. It looked like it was miscommunication on the routes, but we got to convert in the red zone. When we haven't really been a solid red zone. We've been I would say 50-50 in it. Sometimes we convert, sometimes we haven't. Last year we were really on fire in the red zone. So moving at the end of the season, coming off the bye week, we got to start converting the red zone, man.
Yeah, one thing I would say in the red zone for Kyle Shanahan is don't be afraid to call play action in the red zone. There's nothing illegal with that. Or a little bootleg, something, just easy pass, easy, I don't know, screens. You could do whatever, but it seems like, yeah, we're right. In the red zone, that's one thing that we haven't really been great at. Let's say the last 2 weeks haven't been great at, but oh man.
Yeah, just because I feel like we force it to Ayuk and Kittle a lot, or McCaffrey. And I would actually like to say some of those plays we had last year where we had the in and out to Kittle. Let's get Debo on some of those screens. Let's get Juice in there involved in the red zone. And so let's switch it up, man, and then start being more consistent because like I said, we haven't been bad. We're not the worst team in the red zone, but we got to convert it, man. We especially going into the half, we got to score. We can't get that field goal, especially when we're right there at the goal line.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
But hopefully the talk this week finally ends about Brock Purdy being up. But yeah, right, man, that's never going to end. These guys, I swear, Nick Wright and those guys are going to be talking still, even though he had a perfect quarterback rating, they're still going to be saying stuff. But who cares, man? At this point, man, they're going to keep talking.
At this point, it's really it's 1 year out the other. It's don't even I don't even try to listen because one of the things that, and I won't really name drop anybody because we've already been talking about different analysts, but I hate that stupid narrative of, well, I still want to see Brock Purdy down and have a comeback win.
Dumb, yeah.
And it's retarded. It's dude, why? So you want us to just suck?
Yeah.
Let's just suck just for a quarter or two. Make sure that we're down. Let's try to be down just for 2-3 touchdowns, and then let's try to win the game. It's no, dude. Let's try to win for the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And then if he does that, then what does that prove? There's still going to be another narrative. The next narrative is going to be well, he's not a Super Bowl contending quarterback. And then if we win the Super Bowl, it's going to drag on, and it's going to be another narrative. And so that's why it's dude, man, that's why I don't really listen to all that BS because it's no matter what, they're going to hate on Brock Purdy just because they want to go with, I don't want to say movie star, but they want to go with the face, they want to go with the Patrick Mahomes, the Tuas type of quarterbacks, the Stafford, I guess, but quarterbacks like that.
Prototypical, big, tall,
exactly.
rocket arm.
Exactly. And then so that's why it's like, you know what, let's just keep doing. Niner fans know like what we got to do to win. Everyone knows, and so all the faithfuls like let's just keep going and let's see like for this Thursday. Let's build on that win.
Yeah, but that's what we got, man. Let us know what you think about this game. There was good, there was bad, there was
Mm.
ugly. But at the end of the day, we got the job done. First place in the NFC West. Now we want to become place in the NFC.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, man. But let us know what you guys feel. Like, comment, and we'll talk to you next time.